alternate jersey that we wore on Saturdays. I was the first team to wear the new colors. They called it Sedona Red. Don't mess up that color. Every time I wore this jersey, I would wear the high socks, black jersey, black hat. I just thought it was a really smooth look, and this is one that I'll never forget.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bach beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
Got to get yourself ready.
Yes, there are hugs, and then there's that.
Now, what is that? What is the purpose of that?
It's an anemometer. It measures wind speed.
So that's good.
But it looks like a fidget spinner.
Meanwhile, on the Cove, it just looks like too much fun.
It was so routine, he took his eye off.
You got to come up with this play. You got to. You're right there. You had 2 hands. He looked it in. Oh.
Stop Brian Rocchio, and on the mound, right-hander Gavin Williams again for Cleveland.
Dominic Canzone. You think about this time a year ago, he was off the radar when you think about it, right? Canzone plugs this deep out to the gap. Right center field. Dom Canzone! An opening night bomb. And the Mariners have taken the lead. Well, Dom Canzone picking up right where he left off. This was a sinker, middle part of the plate. Got that foot down, all those adjustments he made with that swing and that lower half last year. A huge contributor.
On a frigid day at Progressive Field, you can actually see a little steam rising from the infield after they just watered it down. From Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, it is game number 12 as this afternoon the Cleveland Guardians and the Kansas City Royals hook up game 2 of what will be a 3-game series. Hi again, everybody. Tom Hamilton with you, along with Jim Rosenhaus and Brian Matze on a frigid day here on the shores of Lake Erie, as we have got temperatures that are not going to escape the low 30s. Yeah, that's right. It
Moniak on the run, sliding grab, and he can't get it. It rolls up the line.
Well, a bloop single and now a bloop double.
You see him just slip right off the back.
Clean up on base number 1.
Lourdes throws the pineapple up the line. What is going on down here?
Back in the produce section.
That's good.
How about that? Myers went all the way to the 380 mark.
He had that in his glove.
Wow.
By the way, 8 outs via the ground ball so far.
Long throw, Candelario across. Got it to retire Amaya.
Going back to the wall and clear the deck. Cannonball coming. It's another Cruz missile. A 2-homer game for O'Neill Cruz.
There's 1-2 to Hoskins. Is swung on and missed.
Well, not only has he been effective, but he has been efficient.
6 strikeouts for Ohtani.
And the 1-2 again. Swing and a miss. He got him. Got him with the slider. 8 strikeouts. You don't get this every day in a major league debut.
Fernandez hits a high fly ball deep to left field, and it's gone. He did it. The kid did it. That was his 4th major league at bat. He's homered in half of them.
Guardians. The New York Yankees have the best record in the American League at 7-2, but boy, you have a lot of teams around baseball that are kind of bunched right around that 500 mark. Ben May is going to be the home plate umpire today. Dan Iasonia, the crew chief, at first. James Jean is at second, and Adam Beck is the third base umpire. Mentioned before that the breeze is blowing in today, and man, if you think it's hard to hit a ball out of here in the weather we had last night, double that today. It's going to be even that much harder. But who knows? We had balls hit out of here last night that you didn't think were possible, and it happened. So you make a mistake, these guys are good enough to hit it out in any kind of condition. 325 down the lines, 370 to left center, 375 to right center, 400 to dead center. The 19-foot wall from the left field corner to center, then the wall 9 feet high from center into the right field corner area. Guardians again going with the red jerseys, the navy blue, white trim, and white pants. Kansas City again, the all-gray road uniforms with a royal blue trim. Gavin Williams on the hill today. He is starting to establish himself as one of the game's elite starting pitchers. Gavin Williams, 6'6", 250 pounds. Gavin Williams featuring that upper 90s fastball, sinker, cutter, curve, and slider. Michael Garcia will lead it off. The right-handed hitting third baseman had a pair of doubles last night. Williams the wide, and today's first pitch, a high fastball for ball 1. And we're underway here at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario with a game-time temp of 33 degrees. Williams in long sleeves, kicks, fires, and just a bit outside, ball 2, 2-0. Gavin Williams has made 2 starts this year against Seattle, and then the dominant start at Dodger Stadium. The pitch, and it's in there, a strike, 2-1 the count. Boy, his last start against that juggernaut Dodger team, 7 shutout innings of 2-hit baseball, struck out 10 Dodgers. Now the 2-1 pitch, and it's in there, 2-2. Gavin Williams in his 2 starts, 1 win, 1 loss, 2.25 ERA, 6 innings a start, averaging 13 strikeouts, 7 walks per 9 innings. The 2-2. Got him swinging. Stuck with a fastball, and Gavin Williams threw it right by Michael Garcia at 97 miles per hour. So a strikeout to start the ball game. That'll bring up Bobby Witt Jr. The right-handed hitting shortstop, Bobby Witt. Couple of hits last night. The kick and the pitch. and it caught the outside corner, a called strike. Boy, his fastball sitting right now at 97 miles per hour. Righty-righty matchup. The windup and the pitch. And it's downstairs, a ball. And that will even the count at a ball and a strike. Bobby Witt hitting .270, 3 RBIs. Hasn't gone deep yet. Now the 1-1 pitch, and it's swung on, a little topper, headed foul on the third base side. And a 1-2 count on Bobby Witt Jr. Gavin Williams has dominated Kansas City. In 8 career starts, he's got a .236 ERA against the Royals. He's only had 3 decisions, 2 wins and a loss, but boy, he's pitched well against them. Pitch swung on, a tapper to third. Ramirez gloves, throws, and Bobby Witt, who always runs hard down the line, makes every play close, is retired nonetheless. 2 up, 2 down, no score in the first for Vinny Pasquantino. Angel Martinez in left, Stephen Kwan in center, C.J. Kefas in right. Rhys Hoskins at first, Juan Brito up from the minors at second, Brian Rocchio at short, Jose Ramirez at third, Austin Hedges catching. Pasquantino, the left-handed hitting first baseman, looks at a called strike on the outside corner. If you missed the manager's pregame show, Gabriel Arias is going to be out for a while, and it'll be a lot longer than 10 days. The wind and pitch, check swing. It was high, 1-1. Gabriel Arias with that hamstring injury last night. Juan Brito getting the call from AAA Columbus. Now the pitch, swung on, skied in the air to left, toward the line, fairly deep. Martinez makes the one-handed catch. Gavin Williams has a 12-pitch first inning. Royals go in order. Guardians come to bat on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
It was a defensive play so iconic that we simply call it the catch.
This is the glove Willie Mays had when he made that catch. This is great.
Oakland pitcher Dave Stewart was named the World Series MVP.
It really comes from like the kings of Siam would give their courtiers white elephants, which were sacred animals.
They need to know this story. That's amazing.
Nobody could steal a base like Ricky.
I'm the greatest of all time. Thank you.
So imagine making steals in these stuff.
So these are tie cups.
These are tie cups.
So what I want to know is, were they ever swabbed for the DNA of opposing pitchers?
Roberts is no stranger to stolen bases himself.
That's what makes him special, is that everybody knew he was going to steal.
Roberts is going.
You know what they say, one great play deserves another. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Provides the same great benefits as large corporations, but on a small group budget. Join more than 7,900 small businesses that offer the Cozy Benefit Plan to their employees. Talk to your broker or visit cozybenefitplan.com/join now. Medical Mutual, the official health insurer of the Cleveland Guardians.
A very good young left-hander, Noah Cameron, delivering to Stephen Kwan, and the pitch is up high, ball 1. We are scoreless as we go to the bottom of the first. The southpaw kicks, delivers. Kwan taking a strike. That'll even the count. This is a young man that is certainly not a household name yet. Kwan rips one up the middle, caught into shallow center by the shortstop, Bobby Witt, who's been shading Kwan up the middle this whole series. That is out number 1 on that line drive out. Here's Angel Martinez in the 2-hole. Chase DeLauder. Everything's okay with Chase. He's just getting a day off. Cleveland loading up the lineup today with 7 right-handed batters. And of course, Martinez, a switch hitter. Cameron delivering, and it's bunted foul first base side. Cameron was 4th in the American League Rookie of the Year vote a year ago. Cameron was 9-7 last year for the Royals with a 2.99 ERA. He misses outside with a changeup. Cameron throws in the low 90s, fastball. The pitch, swung on a chopper to third. Nice easy hop for Garcia, guns it across, 2 down. Here's Jose Martinez, he'll bat right-handed. 2 down, no score, first inning. Cameron, maybe outside of Kansas City, a lot of folks don't know much about him, but you'll learn about him, that's for sure. 6'3", 235, 26 years of age. Noah Cameron in his second Major League campaign. Jose Ramirez takes the ball outside. Fastball, cut fastball, curve, slider, changeup. Works in a hurry. The pitch, down low. Royals people were saying not quite as rapid as Mark Burley was in his heyday with the White Sox, but he's one of the quickest workers in the game. The next pitch, swung on, socked high. Deep left field. But Mother Nature keeps it in the yard, and Collins there to make the catch. And that was a 9-pitch inning for Noah Cameron. Guardians go 1-2-3.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I got to eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
Clayton and Ellen's kids throughout the ceremonial first pitches. The spray pattern was interesting. It was creative. I like that.
Yeah, this guy actually left the house today and said, you know what, honey? I'm going to bring my hamburger head to the ballpark today.
Marshawn Lynch earlier this afternoon and had a base hit up the middle, but hurt his hand. A handful of bees right there.
No idea what Scooble was thinking, and this place is rocking now. Second inning, Gavin Williams to Salvador Perez, who's DHing today. First pitch strike. Perez hitless in his last 15 at-bats, but it's only a matter of time before that bat gets cranking. No score, second inning, and he hits a high chopper to short. Rocchio with a chest-high hop, gloves, throws low, but a good stretch and grab by Hoskins. Now, Brian Rocchio is a good shortstop, but he doesn't have near the throwing arm that Gabriel Arias has. Then again, there's nobody in baseball that plays shortstop with the throwing arm of Gabriel Arias. Here's Carter Jensen. Got a big home run late last night. The youngster now catching today, left-handed batter, hitting .250, couple of homers, 5 RBIs. The pitch to him, and it's a backdoor curve for ball one. Gavin Williams into the motion, and the 1-0 pitch. Hammered to deep right. You can forget this, baby. He's done it again. Another missile to the lower deck in right by Carter Jensen. Oh, my goodness. Carter Jensen got a cut fastball and absolutely plastered it. And he has hit home runs in the first 2 games in this ballpark in some of the worst weather conditions from a temperature standpoint, and that tells you how good a hitter he is. Wow. Here is Jonathan India, who had a 2-run home run last night. Right-handed batter at second. 1-0 Royals. He fouls that one back, strike one. Well, the new Toyota Corolla Cross has outstanding fuel efficiency, all-wheel drive, connectivity for all your devices. Go to Toyota.com. The pitch. And it's a check swing, but it looked like he went around. Appeal at first, he did. And a 0-2 count on Jonathan India, the former Florida Gator national champ. He was the 5th player chosen in the entire draft of 2018. Went number 5 overall to the Reds. The 0-2 down low. Number 1 pick that year was Casey Mize. The Auburn pitcher went to Detroit. Catcher Joey Bart went to San Fran. The 1-2. Waved at it as he got him to chase either a slider or a cutter away. 2 down, second strikeout. That'll bring up Jack Caglione. Casey Mize went number 1 in 2018. Joey Bart, number 2. Alec Boehm from the Phillies, number 3. Nick Madrigal, where's he gone? Went number 4 to the White Sox. And Jonathan India, number 5 to the Reds. Here is Jack Caglione taking a called strike. Batting .281, but yet to hit a home run. Big, strong, left-handed hitter, another Florida Gator. The pitch, down and in, evens the count. Caglione, he went number 6 in the draft of 2024. And the Royals couldn't believe he was still available with that pick. The pitch, breaking ball in there, called strike, in the count 1-2. I mean, Caglione played 95 games in the minor leagues, hit .308, had 22 homers, 86 RBIs. The pitch low, 2-2. They had to get him up here because he wasn't challenged in the minors, but different story up here.
Yeah, there's that quote, nothing left to prove, and you can always improve, but in his case, maybe not down there.
Now the 2-2. Got him swinging. So Williams elevated the heater. Caglione strikeout victim number 3.
Dubon gets there, pops up quickly. Nice play by the captain of the infield, Mauricio Dubon.
Say what you want, but he is a good athlete, Taiwan.
Yep. The Rays just turned a slick 4-6-3 double play.
That is a great play in the corner by Sal Frelick. Barehanded try, Wilson. Oh, great play by Rengifo at third base to get the flyer, Chandler Simpson. What a play! And Okamoto was up to the task. Frelick dives, he's got it. Another sensational catch from Sal Frelick. You will not see better tonight, I guarantee you.
Carlos Correa, that is a tremendous play.
Oh, you can hit it anywhere, but you can't hit it to the crown zone. It's caught by McLean, and the Reds win it. Oh, a diving catch by Brian Rocchio up the middle. Stole a hit away from Mookie. Miguel Rojas covers a mile and saves the day.
Don't miss your shot at big money and full benefits in a construction apprenticeship. Are you ready to build your future? Start your application today at ohioconstructiontrades.com.
David Fry DHing today. 1-0 Royals, second inning. Noah Cameron's pitch, and it's at the top of the zone, a strike. Stephen Bork of Northfield is going to try to win the 4 Bridgestone tires from the good folks at Conrad's. Another strike delivered. Visit econrads.com to enter. No place better to get tires than Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. Good luck to Stephen Borick of Northfield. The 0-2 is tapped foul. Third base side, it's still 0-2. 33 degrees here at game time under bright sunny skies. Breeze blowing in. Cameron with that hybrid delivery. Kicks, fires, and he checked his swing to Fry and a pitch down low. 1-2 the count. Cameron stands sideways on the pitching slab like he's going to work out of the set position. And that's that hybrid delivery. Very minimal wind up and delivery. The 1-2. Swung on, bounced foul through the third base coaching box. Still 1-2. David Fry hitting .300. He went 2 for 5 against Noah Cameron a year ago. Cameron pitched twice against Cleveland, pitched well both times. The 1-2. Swung on, fouled it off his foot. That hurt. Especially when it's 33 degrees. This is the coldest temperature for Cleveland since they had a 33-degree day here in Cleveland back in 2018. So the Guardians and Royals will try to tough it out here today. Now the 1-2 offering. Again, he fouled the ball off his leg or foot. David Fry stays alive at a ball and 2 strikes. Well, Marathon knows you fans are the true co-pilot of any team. Marathon is here to keep you and your team fueled all season long. Marathon, driven together. Again, the 1-2 pitch. A little bit wide. Really good at bat. David Fry about to see his 9th pitch of the at bat. The next pitch got him swinging. 9-pitch at bat, but Noah Cameron gets his first strikeout. That'll bring up Rhys Hoskins, right-handed hitter playing at first base today for Cleveland. Noah Cameron last year won a game, lost a game against Cleveland, but pitched well enough to win them both. Gave up 2 runs in 12 innings all of last year to Cleveland. Hoskins looks, it's in there, a called strike on the cut fastball, inside corner. Boy, does this kid work quick. Here it comes. Down low, went with a changeup, 1-1 the count. Cameron this year has made 1 previous start, 5 innings, gave up a run on 4 hits, struck out 5, and walked 1. He delivers, and it's a touch high. Ball 2, 2-1. That 1 start came against Minnesota 6 days ago. Cameron delivers. Hoskins swings through it, 2-2. Cameron, he's another Kansas City area kid. Not a hometown kid like the catcher Carter Jensen's actually from Kansas City. Cameron grew up in St. Joe's, Missouri, 60 miles north of Kansas City. The pitch. Got him swinging. Chased the changeup down and away. And Cameron strikes out Hoskins. 2 down in the second. That'll bring up Juan Brito. And Juan Brito up today for the injured Gabriel Arias, switch hitter batting right-handed. His first major league at bat. Cuts and misses, strike 1. Boy, and after the injuries he went through a year ago, great to see the young man get this opportunity. He takes down low. Brito, if you include this year, 7 years in the minor leagues with Colorado and Cleveland. Switch hitter at second. The pitch. Up and in, 2-1. Last year, he only played in 31 games. He had surgery for a sprained thumb. Then he tore his hamstring, had surgery for that. The pitch. down in the dirt, 3-1. The one thing about Juan Brito, he's always had a good idea of the strike zone. If you look at Juan Brito in his minor league career, he has only struck out 38 more times than he walked. That's impressive. The 3-1, and he drills it to left. Base hit down the line towards the corner. Collins cuts it off. Brito on his way to second, in standing with a double in his first major league at bat. Juan Brito rips a double down the left field line. Can you imagine all the pain, anguish, and some of the mental issues he had to deal with last year, thinking last year was going to be a shot at the big leagues? Surgery for the torn hamstring, surgery for the sprained thumb. It's all worth it with that one swing. Here's C.J. Kafus. Socks one straight up in the air to shallow center. All the Royals are out there. Shortstop Bobby Witt takes control. Inning is over. But Juan Brito...
Let's open this up. Take a look at what we find. Looks like we've got Lauren Shahadi.
Animation is great.
We got Robert Flores, one of the stars of MLB Central with Lauren Shahadi. Then we got Mark DeRosa. Look at that. He looks like Superman, does he not?
Right? He was when he was with the Cubs.
Harold Reynolds looking ripped in a tracksuit in Studio 42. There I am. The hair's all
I know this guy.
Look at that jawline.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
Isaac Collins facing Gavin Williams takes up and in ball one. 1-0 Royals, third inning. Collins switch hitter in left field, batting .214, a homer, 3 RBIs. Boy, left field's been a problem for the Royals since Alex Gordon retired. That pitch is in there, a strike. 1-1 the count. Alex Gordon had such a terrific career with the Royals, part of those back-to-back World Series teams in 14 and 15. The pitch backdoored him and just missed, evidently, with a curveball. Ball 2-1. Collins came from Milwaukee with Nick Mears, who's in the Royals bullpen for Angel Zerpa. The next pitch, and it glanced off the bat of Collins. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Solo homer to right by Carter Jensen in the second has given Kansas City this 1-0 lead. Another 1:10 start tomorrow. A couple of lefties. Joey Cantillo against Cole Reagans, one of the best young pitchers in the game. Now the wind, now the pitch. Just a bit outside. Woo! Thought maybe Hedgie might challenge. He didn't. Full count. Gavin Williams into the motion. Here it comes. High, and he walked him. Gavin Williams has walked 2, struck out 3. Walks have been the only issue for Gavin Williams this year. He has now walked 11, and he led the American League in walks a year ago. Williams will look over the shoulder to first. Isbell, left-handed batter, center fielder. And he showed bunt. Did he offer? No. Pitch was high, ball one. Boy, it looked like he offered. Isbell has hit safely in all 8 games, batting .444. Collins, he can run a little bit. He's at first. Williams pitch, way inside, and all of a sudden it's 2-0, and Gavin Williams walked the number 8 hitter behind on the number 9 hitter. The next delivery is yanked foul down the right side, and the count 2-1. Well, when the Guardians win, your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers are going to donate $500 to Cleveland Guardians charities. That supports expanded access to youth sports here in Cleveland. Now the 2-1. Toss over to first. No, not quite in time. Oh, it was close. Will Cleveland challenge the call? And Cleveland says challenge. Well, normally when Gunnar Wilhelmy, who does such a phenomenal job with Cleveland's video challenges, Gunnar's the guy that gives manager Stephen Vogt the indication on whether to challenge or not, and Gunnar is normally right. We'll see what New York says. Meanwhile, Guardian 6-packs are on sale. You can check out the marquee matchups, a 6-pack that includes games with the Yankees, Mets, and many other great opponents. You can get them today at CLEguardians.com/6-packs. And still waiting to hear from New York. Right now, the Royals have the 1-0 lead here in the 3rd inning. Nobody out at the moment with a runner at first. Here comes the call.
After review, the call of the field is overturned. Runner is out. Cleveland retains their challenge.
And there's another bonus in the check of Gunnar Wilhelmy. He nailed it again. Great job, Gunnar. And the call is overturned. And picked off at first was Isaac Collins. Gavin Williams has a really good move to first. Now the 2-1 pitch. Up high, 3-1. Gavin lost a significant amount of weight this offseason. Just wanted to get a little trimmer. I mean, he is evolving into one of the elite pitchers in the game, and he carries himself now with that confidence of being an ace. The 3-1. Swung on, skied foul, third base side, full count. Manager Stephen Vogt said this morning that really started to evolve in the second half of last year, when after the All-Star game, Gavin Williams was as good as anybody in the game, going 7-1 with a 2.18 ERA after the break last summer. It's carried over. Payoff pitch. A little bit low, and another walk. So back-to-back walks to the 8 and 9 hitters here in the 3rd. And that makes that pickoff even more significant. Top of the order, Michael Garcia struck out to start the game.
Well, what a great sign for Gavin Williams. So to take that second half and then build on that in the offseason, that doesn't always happen.
Now the set, hands chest high, the pitch. And it's swung on line to center, but it hangs up. Coming in is Quan to grab it. And Michael Garcia out number 2. Now Bobby Witt Jr. grounded out his only time up. 2 down, runner at first. Isbell a threat to run. He's 3 for 3 in the steal department. And he's over there talking to the first base coach, Damon Hollins. 1-0 Royals, 3rd inning. Runner on, 2 down. Bobby Witt has had trouble against Williams. The pitch, that's off the outside corner. Bobby Witt doesn't have much trouble against anybody. But in his career against Gavin Williams, Bobby Witt Jr. has gone 3 for 22. Now the 1-0. And a strike called on the fastball at 95 miles per hour. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gavin Williams sets, delivers. And another called strike on the breaking ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This is Gavin Williams' 9th career start against Kansas City. We told you how good his numbers are. Here's a number that's even more impressive. Now the 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Came back with a hard slider. Gavin Williams, in his 8 previous starts against the Royals, has never given up more than 3 runs.
Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha.
Amazing.
And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bach beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town.
Dude.
Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
I think style, it's a very complicated thing.
Custom cleats came when I earned the rights to wear custom cleats.
So I think without going out and being loud and saying this is who I am or whatever, you can just kind of wear a certain shoe or a glove or a batting glove or whatever, and it kind of shows who you are.
Your life's on your phone. Your vehicle should be too. When you download the Spitzer VIP app, convenience is #1. View vehicle health. Get important alerts. Schedule service in seconds. Earn reward points. Plus, new vehicles come with complimentary oil changes and a lifetime warranty at no cost to you. It's all trackable in the Spitzer VIP app. From GPS to live chat support, 100% convenience is here 24/7. Download today. Wag more. Spend less at Spitzer. Proud sponsor of the Guardians.
At Spitzer, our world revolves around you.
Austin Hedges takes ball 1, leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning against lefty Noah Cameron. 1-0 Royals. The pitch, and he waves at a changeup. 1-1. Austin Hedges is 4 for 8 with 2 doubles this year. In the last 2 off seasons, he has really worked extensively on his hitting. The pitch, and a strike called. He is as good a defensive catcher as there is in the game, but he wants to be more than just that. He takes great pride in trying to improve as a hitter. And we have seen the improvement this year. Had a couple of hits in the game against the Dodgers. The 1-2, up high, 2-2. He's batting for Jim Kelly of Ashland. Jim Kelly of Ashland trying to win the Hyundai Kona, thanks to the Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers. It's the Hyundai Grand Slam giveaway inning. Now the 2-2 in the dirt. Visit HyundaiGrandSlam.com for your chance to win. And here's another example of the improvement for Austin Hedges. Once again, he's gotten the count to 3-2. The payoff, swung at, grounded to short. Bobby Witt gobbles it up, throws over for the out. And Brian Rocchio, he'll play most of the time at short. Juan Brito will play most of the time at second. But Daniel Schneemann will get some turns at short. And you have other people like Schneemann and Angel Martinez that can play second. And Gabriel Arias will be out for a while with that hamstring. Rocchio shows bunt, takes a strike. And a shame for Gabriel Arias because he had really been playing well here, in particular the last week. The pitch, swing and a foul out of play to the right. No balls, 2 strikes on Rocchio, batting .200. Got his first home run last night, has knocked in 4. Noah Cameron delivers. Way outside, a changeup, 1-2. Cameron, who grew up in St. Joseph, Missouri, then spent 2 years at the University of Central Arkansas. Now the 1-2. Swung on a high chopper off the plate. Towards the line at third. Cameron throws high and he pulled Pasquantino off the bag. Cameron got that high chopper off the plate between the mound and the third base foul line and threw high to first. And Pasquantino had to come off the bag. Couldn't keep that foot on it and catch the ball. And Rocchio, hustling down the line, is safe at first. And Cameron charged with a throwing error. Top of the order now, Stephen Kwan. 1-0, Royals with the lead. Third inning, 1 out, 1 on. Kwan lined out to short. Takes a first pitch strike. Royals now have committed 4 errors this season. Cleveland has still committed just 1 error in 11 games. Now the pitch. And Kwan hits a double play ball to short. Witt runs to second. Steps, throws, innings over. Royals up 1-0 in the Cleveland Clinic radio.
Clark surveying. He leaps. He got it. First home run robbery of the year. A Superman catch from Clark.
What a play by Terang.
He is on display today. How much fun is he to watch every single day?
What a huge play from Brady House at the hot corner.
Robbing it about as casually as you can imagine, Mike Yastrzemski.
Behind the back flip by Ernie Clement.
Everybody's going to be smiling about this one. Back to the track, to the wall, and makes a leaping catch.
Here comes Young.
What a catch by Young. How about Rocchio went to a knee and almost like mid-flight flicked it over to first base.
On the run, he gets there. A lot of ground covered by Cedric Mullins there.
Young reels it in. That's a pretty play. As if you already didn't know that Baldwin was doing everything today.
Candelario makes a great catch.
Yes, they did it on both sides. Paredes, Walker, a great play on the corners.
It starts to sink abruptly, dives forward and makes the catch.
One 1-0 Kansas City, 4th inning here in downtown Cleveland. And Vinny Pasquantino will lead things off for the Royals. Gavin Williams lets it fly, and his pitch is outside for ball 1. Bright sunshine here downtown, but that's sneaky because it is cold. 33 degrees at game time. The 1-0 on the inside corner for a strike. And this is not one of those days where it's going to warm up as we go along. This may be the high. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, blasted high in the air, but foul deep down the right side, but well foul. So 1-2 the count on Pasquantino, is looking for his first home run of the season after he hit 32 a year ago. Big left-handed hitter. The 1-2 swung on, lined foul down the right side again into the lower stands. And we'll do it again on 1-2. Vinny Pasquantino, one of the the mainstays of Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic. They surprised a lot of people making it to the semifinals. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Pasquantino down on strikes. That's 5 for Gavin Williams. 1 away in this top half of the 4th inning. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Visit MLBshop.com/Guardians. Here's Salvador Perez, the DH today. Longtime Royals catcher. The pitch to him, up high, ball 1. He bounced to short his first time up. He'll turn 36 next month. 15 seasons in the books. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. And it's 1-1 on Perez. A perennial all-star. 5 times he's been a Gold Glove Award winner and a Silver Slugger winner. The 1-1. That's in there for a strike. And the count's now 1-2. And he has meant so much to the Royals pitching staff over the years. What a job he does behind the plate, calling games, blocking pitches. As good as they come. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Williams. Breaking ball down low. 2-2 the count on Perez. It's 1-0 Kansas City on the Carter Jensen solo home run in the 2nd. Jensen's waiting on deck here in the 4th. Now the 2-2 from Williams. Way outside and low, but Perez, he almost offered at it, but held off. And the count is run full on Salvador Perez. Strong right-handed hitter. Here comes the payoff pitch from Williams. Outside and low, ball 4. So another walk for Williams. That's his 3rd, and they've all come in the last 2 innings. Talking to Joe Torres, the assistant pitching coach, about that, and he said obviously they'd love to see him cut down on the walks, but if anyone can work around walks with the stuff that he has, it's Williams. But again, you don't want to be making those extra pitches and working with traffic on the bases. Here's the pitch to Jensen. Strike call on the inside corner. And Jensen now with 3 home runs on the season. A home run in each of the first 2 games of this series after that blast into the lower stands and right in the 2nd. Here's the 0-1. Swung on. There's a chopper near the second baseman. Brito gloves, flips to the bag for 1. No throw to first. Rocchio wisely held onto it as they pick up the force play at second base. A chopper that time, so just not hit nearly hard enough by Jensen to have a chance at a double play for the Guardians. 2 gone, runner at first for Jonathan India. When it comes to mental health, Cleveland Clinic wants to let you know we're all part of the same team. They encourage everyone to take time to reset, check in with others, and ask for help when needed. There's a breaking ball to India, low and outside for ball 1. India, right-handed batter, struck out his first time up. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Just missed outside. So it's 2-0 on India. Had a big night last night, blasting a home run, 3 runs driven in. Here's the 2-0. That's outside for ball 3, and everything just being pulled just a little bit to the outside on the right-handed batters. And as a result, Williams has been working from behind. The big righty sets. Here's his pitch. There's a strike ported right in there. Fastball still sitting at 95 for Gavin Williams. 3-1 the count. Jensen, the base runner at first base. Here's the pitch. And it was inside. That would be ball 4, but Austin Hedges says, I don't think so. He's going to challenge, and he's been 2 for 3 so far. make it 2 for 4 as it was a ball up high. And that's ball 4. Another walk for Gavin Williams. That's his 4th. And a pair of walks this inning has given the Royals an opportunity here with runners at first and second and 2 down. And the big power hitting left-handed batter Jack Caglione stepping in. He struck out his first time up. Here's the pitch from Williams. Breaking ball missed outside. 1-0 the count. Guardians trailing 1-0. We're in the top half of the 4th. Williams checks the runners. Now the 1-0. That missed outside for ball 2. So the command issues continue, and now Austin Hedges goes out to the mound. His catcher will have a chat with Williams, and this is another area where Hedges is so good. He's trying to get him back on track. Little Ouchies, fidgets, and sensory tools are made to support self-regulation. They're designed and manufactured right here in downtown Cleveland. Little Ouchies, squeeze, roll, relief. Mound meeting complete. 2-0 the count on Caglione, with runners at first and second and 2 away here in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and chopped foul. That one's over to that first base side, and it's 2-1. Caglione's manager, Matt Quatrero, saying yesterday that they love where he's at. Obviously, the strikeouts are a lot, but they expect that from Caglione, especially at this stage of his career. Here's the 2-1. Outside and high, 3-1. But the power is undeniable, and they just have to be patient and wait for those stretches where he's going to hit a lot of home runs in a short period of time. But like a lot of home runs hitters, they come in bunches, and then you have some dry spells. The 3-1, swing and a foul tip. 3-2 the count on Caglione. He asks for time. Now you figure runs are going to be hard to come by. Guardians trailing 1-0, and Williams trying to keep it that way here in the 4th inning with 2 outs, 2 on. The payoff pitch swung on, fouled back into the net. Good spoil that time by Caglione. Williams trying to bear down here in this 4th inning. The big right-hander ready to go. The 3-2 swung on, line left side, foul. It landed in shallow left, but foul. And let's pause 10 seconds. Station ID on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network. Jim Rosenhaus along with Tom Hamilton back with you in downtown Cleveland. Gavin Williams with the payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Caglione down on strikes. And the side.
Riley Green looking to add on and maybe take a lead. Riley Green, fly ball right center field. This one's deep. Watch it fly. Gone! How about it? Riley Green's first of the postseason delivers a 4-3 lead for the Tigers in the 6th.
Wow, just stayed on that breaking ball. Man, did he hammer that thing. That was 3/4 of the way up those seats out there in right center field.
And it'll be Sweeney backpedaling, and he can't make the play. And there goes the no-hitter. It's rolling. Does it go fair? Yes, it does. That's a fair ball.
Oh, she's giving it to him. See, they're up 6-1 in the 8th. She's giving it to him and making him like it.
Doing the pop-up dance, and he dropped it. You don't see that very often.
Abrams is going to think about going to third. The throw too high there. Abrams dives back in. Tag applied this time by Riley. What just happened?
Leading off against the lefty Brandon Williamson is O'Neal Cruz here.
Oh, my.
Fly ball, right center field, and O'Neal Cruz with his first Cruz missile of the year. Off the lefty, Brandon Williamson. Cruz crushes it. Pirates get the run back. They lead 6-1.
That's a beautiful thing. You ride it out for times just like that. It's just a special talent. It comes together like that, and you're very thankful because he can change the scoreboard.
Intuit TurboTax Free Edition. See if you qualify at TurboTax.com/free. Don't miss the deadline. File by 4/15. No schedules except for Earned Income Tax Credit, Child Tax Credit, Student Loan Interest, and Schedule 1A.
Guardians trailing 1-0 as we reach the bottom half of the 4th inning. On a cold, blustery Tuesday afternoon, a game that was originally scheduled for 6:10, but the Guardians, proactive, were able to move it to a day game as Angel Martinez leads things off, takes a strike from Noah Cameron. The left-hander's been sharp, allowing just 1 hit. There's been an error behind him, but didn't do damage. The 0-1, foul back into the screen, and quickly it's 0-2. On Martinez, who bounced to third his first time up. Guardians with just 1 hit. Same with the Royals. Theirs, though, was a Carter Jensen second inning home run, and that's your difference in the game right now. Cameron winds it up, and here's his pitch, and it's outside and high for a ball. Cleveland, it's been sporadic offensively. Their team batting average coming in was just 193. And that's 29th, ahead of only the Mariners, who have a lower batting average. Here's the 1-2, swung on, pulled foul. Count remains 1-2. But it always seems to take a little bit for teams to get rolling, get into the rhythm of the season. And the Guardians have faced one top shelf starter after another. The 1-2, that's outside and high to even the count at 2-2. Royals won the opener to this series last night, 4-2. The 2-2 pitch. Outside for a ball, 3-2, no challenge. Well, you almost expected on some close ones. Not that time, though. Now the payoff pitch from Cameron. Swung on, and that's looped to shallow right. Falls in for a base hit just beyond the reach of the second baseman, India. Little humpback liner that fell in for Angel Martinez, and he's aboard with a leadoff single. Jose Ramirez will step in. Ramirez flied to left his first time up. It left the bat sounded great, but on this day, it is going to take some type of shot to get it out of here. We saw it from Jensen earlier. Here's the pitch, and Ramirez takes it on the outside corner for a strike. Change up that time to start him off. Now the 0-1 to Hosey. Here it is. Fastball on the outside corner. Quickly 0-2 on Ramirez. He's had a tough time getting it going consistently. When he has hit, it's been in key spots. So some big RBIs for Ramirez. The 0-2 swung on, popped him up. Second baseman's under it. That's India into the outfield, makes the catch in shallow, very shallow right center. One down. And here comes David Fry, who struck out his first time up. Get you the injury report this half inning, presented by Elk & Elk. Serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. And, of course, the recent one happened last night, Gabriel Arias. Here's the pitch to Fry. Down low for a ball. Arias with that strained left hamstring did it, legging a double into second base and to leave the game. And he He's going to be out a while. He's on the injured list. That opened the door for Juan Brito to make his major league debut. Here's the 1-0. Fastball outside, 2-0. Already on the injured list, but on a rehab assignment is reliever Hunter Gaddis, expected to throw for Columbus tonight. George Valera also with the Clippers, coming back from a calf injury. Here's the 2-0. Fry looks at a fastball up high for ball 3. So the count's 3-0 on David Fry with 1 out. Martinez, the base runner at first base. Noah Cameron checks the runner at first. Here's his pitch. Way outside, ball 4. Cameron has issued his first walk on the afternoon. And for the Guardians, first time today they've had a pair of base runners on in the same inning. They're trailing 1-0. Rhys Hoskins will step in with 2 on and 1 out. Meeting on the mound now as the first baseman Pasquantino comes over to join the catcher Cameron. And talking things over, or excuse me, the catcher Jensen. They join Cameron on the mound. Enbridge Gas Ohio wants to remind you, whether you're an individual or contractor, state law requires that you call 811 before you dig to have underground utilities marked. It's simple and free. Just dial 811. Here's Hoskins. Big time power from that right side. The pitch to him. He swings and drills it foul deep down the left side, but well foul. Hoskins, longtime Philly. Couple of years in Milwaukee with the Brewers. Injuries last year limited him in terms of playing time, but now fully healthy and could be a huge key for the Guardians. Here's the 0-1. Low and outside. It's 1-1. Hoskins had that big night, opening night in Seattle. Here's Cameron's pitch, the 1-1, swing and a miss, and it's 1-2 on Hoskins with Martinez out at second base. Fry on at first. Guardians down 1-0, bottom half of the 4th inning. Cameron checks the runner. He's going to throw out there to second, and back safely is Angel Martinez. The wind has died down a little bit, probably momentarily. Here's the 1-2. Called strike 3 at the knees. Looked like it cut the plate in half, but Hoskins thought it was low. He's challenging. And here's the verdict. And it's a good challenge. That pitch was below the strike zone. So Hoskins stays alive less than 0.1 of an inch. Hence the reaction from the fans here. I think that's what is making this fun for fans. They can see exactly how close the call can be. Here's the 2-2. Just missed off the outside edge, and now it's 3-2. Cameron rarely has control issues, and he's already walked a batter this inning. Now it's 3-2 on Hoskins. The left-hander lets it fly. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. No challenge this time from Hoskins. Good changeup from Noah Cameron. And that is the big key for Cameron. Man, he changes speeds extremely well. Just his second strikeout, but it came at a great time. And now he faces Juan Brito. Second major league at bat for Brito. The pitch to him. He swings and skies it to left center, but cruising over and making the catch is the left fielder Collins to retire Brito and the Guardians.
Whoa! And it was still a strike. How about that?
Me? He's falling down. He can't even see home plate.
Duke has it and throws a changeup in the dirt.
Really a silly play. And now he will display his soccer skills once again.
Be careful out there.
Oh, my.
Look at Berkman running to the dugout.
Are you kidding me? These guys are scared to death.
Now the sprinklers come on. Somebody really messed up.
You know, in Boston, every now and then, you'll do those throwback days where you bring out the big baggy jerseys, and the baggier, the better. When I broke into the league, everybody was wearing really baggy pants, and then as the years go along, I started wearing these skinny, mini, tight pants that looked like they were painted on. So by the time I was with Boston, I really wanted to wear the baggier, the better. We just wanted to be flying around in the outfield there, having a good time.
I'm only leaving a cow. I'm grabbing onto one of Cecil's legs, holding on for dear life. If it gets any tougher, guarantee you Cecil's not going anyplace. And Seiko, a towering pop-up. This ought to be interesting. It's coming back for first base. Fielder can't get it.
This is actually maybe the first time that I recall they're going to call a game on the wind.
Well, they're going to stop it.
One 0 Kansas City. We head to the 5th inning here in downtown Cleveland, and Gavin Williams goes back to work on Isaac Collins. The pitch to Collins, a fastball outside for ball one. Collins walked his first time up. Williams picked him off at first base. Here's the 1-0 on the outside corner for a strike, and that'll even it up at 1-1 on Collins. New to the Royals after a solid season with Milwaukee a year ago. Off-season trade between the two clubs. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, yanked foul past the Royals dugout on the first base side. Well, we invite you to enjoy unlimited ballpark classics at your next Guardians game with new bottomless bites. A couple of options, upper deck tickets, also select lower level tickets for this. The 1-2 swung on and fouled off. And they include endless hot dogs, chips, popcorn, peanuts, and soda. Full menu at the Discount Drug Mart Club Lounge on certain tickets. Available for select games at CLEGuardians.com. Bottomless bites. The 1-2. Breaking ball low and in. And the count 2-2 on Collins. Williams working on the bottom of the lineup. Collins in that number 8 spot, then Kyle Isbell, and back up top for Michael Garcia here in the 5th. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball called, strike 3 on the outside corner. Perfect execution that time by Gavin Williams. What looked like the curve that time, a beauty. And that's 7 strikeouts for Williams, who continues to rack them up. Had 10 in his last start over 7 innings against the Dodgers. Now Kyle Isbell. He walked his first time up. The pitch to him. Outside and low. It's 1-0 Kansas City. The Carter Jensen 2nd inning home run. The difference. Both pitchers sharp as you'd expect on a day like today. Here's the 1-0. Up high, 2-0. 33 at game time. It doesn't seem like we've had the gusty winds that they were talking about. Here's the 2-0. Up high, 3-0, but it is windy. That is no question. 34 degrees now, so it's gone up 1 degree. Not sure that matters down there. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. In tight, ball 4. He lost him on 4 straight. And that is the 5th walk allowed by Williams. So it's hard to find too much that Williams has not been really strong with, but command has been an issue, no question. And he's had to work around that at times, a year ago and this season so far. Now top of the lineup, Michael Garcia takes a strike on the inside corner. Good fastball from Gavin Williams. Now the 0-1 to Garcia. Breaking ball low and outside. 1-1 the count. Michael Garcia, since the start of last season, and this includes the 2 hits last night, hitting .326 against Cleveland pitching. The 1-1 swung on, foul back and out of play. Guardians pitchers finding out what the rest of the league has started to see with Garcia. Really good season a year ago for him. Hit .286 with 16 homers and 74 driven in. Here comes the 1-2 from Williams. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. Garcia knew it. He was several steps back to the dugout before the home plate umpire, Ben May, even rang him up. So 8 strikeouts for Williams. Still 1-0. Guardians trail here in the top half of the 5th inning, and Bobby Witt Jr. steps in. 0 for 2 this afternoon with a ground out and a strikeout. Here's the pitch from Williams. Off speed, in tight, ball 1. Kyle Isbell, the base runner at first. A threat to run. Royals like to run. Here's the 1-0. Fastball in there for a strike, and that'll even it up at 1-1. Williams at 84 pitches as he tries to wrap it up here in the 5th inning. The 1-1. There goes the runner. The pitch is swung on and missed. Throw by Hedges, not in time. Stolen base for Isbell, who is now 4 for 4 on the season. Looked like a real nice jump there on Hedges, who throws well, but was not able to get it there in time. Runner in scoring position for Kansas City with 2 down. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball called strike 3 at the top of the zone. Witt thought it was too high, so he challenges. Now let's see how this one turns out. And it was a ball way up high. So the at-bat continues for Bobby Witt. Boy, that wasn't really even close, according to the ABS system. So 2-2 the count. Bobby Witt, as Williams goes back to the stretch. Here's his pitch. Swung on, chopped foul at home plate, and we'll do it again. Don't forget, for every Guardians home run this season, Davey Trees Swing for the Trees program is committed to planting a tree in Northeast Ohio. Another home run, another tree planted by Davey Tree. Couple last night, Stephen Kwan and Brian Rocchio going deep. 2-2 the count on Witt. Here's the pitch from Williams. Swung on, a chopper to third. Long hop, snared on the backhand by Ramirez. Long throw, and he got him. Witt went tumbling over the bag. He's up quickly, okay, and what a play by Jose Ramirez. That retires Witt and the Royals in the 5th. We'll head to the bottom of the inning.
For the history that shaped the game we love, visit baseballheritagemuseum.org today.
One nothing Kansas City. Noah Cameron with a beauty going for the Royals as he's back to work facing C.J. Kafis, who swings over a breaking pitch for strike one. Good mix of pitches. Good command for the most part for Cameron. Here's his 0-1. Kafis swings and misses for strike two. Kafis popped out to the shortstop his first time up. Seen a couple of cutters here that couldn't get to. Now Cameron, the lefty, back to it. The 0-2. It was down low. Did he check it? Nope. Went too far. They made the appeal to Adam Beck at third base, and he rings him up. 3 strikeouts for Cameron. And that'll bring up Austin Hedges. Guardians Flex voucher plans give you the ultimate in flexibility and savings. You can purchase 20 or 40 ticket vouchers and redeem them anytime during the regular season for games that fit your schedule at CLEGuardians.com. Pitch to Hedges is swung on, line to left, base hit. Sounded like a broken bat, so that one died a hero. Hedges is aboard with a 1-out single, and he's now 5 for 10 on the season. What a start at the plate for Austin Hedges. Number 9 hitter Brian Rocchio will step in. Guardians are trailing 1-0, trying to break through here against Cameron. Rocchio reached on an error, a throwing error by Cameron, back in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. Cameron coming off that outstanding rookie season. ERA under 3 at 2.99. And that was the 3rd lowest in Royals history, joining 2 of the great ones in their history. Really good pitchers who pitched for some strong teams. The 0-1 swung on, and that's ripped foul outside of third. Paul Splittorff, back in 1971, was a rookie with an ERA of 2.68. What a career he had. First as a pitcher, then in the broadcast booth. And Kevin Apier, his ERA in 1990 as a rookie was 2.76. The 0-2 swung on, popped up foul out of play. That's into the seats near the Royals dugout. So it remains 0-2 on Brian Rocchio with a man aboard, Austin Hedges at first base. 1-0 Kansas City. Cameron delivers. Swung on, chopped foul at home plate. And we'll do it again. Nice to visit with Brian Rocchio. We had him on the warm-up show today, and says it doesn't matter to him. Shortstop, second base. Now, he came up as a shortstop, so he's always comfortable there, but he said, look, he's worked hard at being a good second baseman, but happy to slide back over with the injury to Gabriel Arias last night. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Cameron. Down low, 1-2. And even though Juan Brito was in Major League camp for much of the spring, Rocchio's most of his time was at second base, so he said he really didn't work with Brito when Rocchio played short and Brito happened to be playing second. Here's the 1-2. Swung on. There's a slow tapper first base side, picked up by Pasquantino, and he will tag Rocchio before he gets to first base. Hedges moves up to second, but now there's 2 down, and Stephen Kwan will step in. It's 1-0. Guardians are trailing, looking for a spark. And in the early season, Kwan, he has been solid with men in scoring position, 5 for 11. And up there now in that spot with Hedges at second. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. Solid game last night for Kwan at the plate. A couple of hits, including his first home run on the season. Left on left here. Cameron delivers. Swung on, line drive, left center. That'll get down for a base hit. Rounding third and scoring is Hedges. And Kwan comes through with a 2-out RBI single. That ties this game at 1. And there's the Stephen Kwan we've seen so often throughout his major league career, staying up the middle, and in that case to the opposite field with a single that brings in a run. Now the Guardians finally break through against Noah Cameron. Now Kwan at first for Angel Martinez. Throw to first, Kwan dives back in. Martinez 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. Opposite field base hit to right. Switch hitter, right side. Here's the pitch. Swung on, grounded to third. Foul. Just foul near the bag. So it's 0-1 on Martinez. Don't forget, anytime a Guardians player steals a base, download the McDonald's app and you can redeem a 10-piece Chicken McNuggets for just $2 through the McDonald's mobile app. You do that the next day. So far, no steals yet for the Guardians, but keep that in mind. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball on the inside corner for a strike. 0-2 the count on Martinez. Now the 0-2 pitch from Cameron. Down low for a ball, 1-2. Both these teams trying to grind away on a less than ideal baseball day. These are the ones that, well, if you can sneak out of it with a win. Look back later, it looks good. The 1-2 is swung on and popped up foul out of play, first base side. We'll do it again on 1-2. Jose Ramirez waiting on deck. Kwan aboard at first after the RBI single that has tied this game. 2 down in the inning. 1-2 the count on Martinez. Here's the pitch. Just outside, not by much. Maybe a little bit high. And the count's now 2-2 on that good cutter from Cameron. Just missed with it. The left-hander's ready. Here's his pitch. Swung on, line drive, shallow center. That gets down for a base hit. Kwan moves up to second. He'll stop there. And for the Guardians, it's 3 hits in the inning. All singles. But a run is in already, and now they have first and second for Jose Ramirez with 2 down in the inning. And Martinez, numbers haven't indicated it much yet, but he's been swinging the bat well, and now today he gets some results. He's 2 for 3. And with that base hit, pitching coach Brian Sweeney's out to the mound to have a chat with Noah Cameron. Looks like some rustling out in that Royals bullpen as they get someone loose. Don't forget Guardians Youth Summer Camps presented by Union Home Mortgage. They're back. Over 16 baseball and softball camps across Northeast Ohio, designed for boys and girls ages 6 to 14. Space is limited, so register today at cleguardians.com/summer camps. Here's Hosey, switch hitter right side, pickoff play at second. Kwan just got back in. Wow, that was close. As the second baseman, India, snuck in there, and a quick move by Cameron. But Kwan got back. Here's the pitch to Ramirez. He swings and lashes it foul into the club seats off to the first base side. 0-1 the count on Ramirez. The big night last night. New franchise record for games played. Here's the 0-1. Outside and high. 1-1 the count on Ramirez. And now he goes to work on some other milestones that aren't too far away. in a slew of offensive categories. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, lifted high in the air to deep right center. Caglione back, and he makes the catch just shy of the warning track. But the Guardians, they tie it up, and we'll head to the 6th inning. Your score: the Guardians won, the Royals won.
Bryce Matthews, who struck out looking his first time up. Matthews getting the start in left field tonight. Matthews hits it in the air pretty well to center. Going back on it is Rafaela at the wall, looking up. See you later! Bryce Matthews with his first long ball of the year, right by the Phillips 66 home run pump, and the Astros lead 4-0. That went 434 feet just to the left of straightaway center, and it was 111 miles an hour off Matthews' bat.
Here we are, Arlington, Texas. This is the Graham Slam Burger. So 2 patties, brisket, caramelized onion, American cheese, ranch aioli, or ranch mayo, if you will.
Oh yeah, we're in Texas. Yeah. It's something that you definitely want to take a picture of and just put on the gram. I took a bite of it, but it still looks dope.
It's a burger that looks great, but also delicious.
Well, we had a special guest on the field before the game today, Pepe the Penguin.
Pepe was a little cranky today.
If you're at the ballpark with your kid, what's most important? You got to get snacks for Junior. This is a rare father-son first base coaching combo.
Well, after Dinger put up a sign that said, "This is meant call me," Mrs. Met has her response.
That hit my bat. That was a foul ball I want to hit. He was trying to stay in the hit. See, look, he said foul ball, foul ball. He didn't want to go down to first base. He wanted to hit.
Vinny Pasquantino facing Gavin Williams. We go to the 6th in a 1-1 game. The kick and the pitch, and it's high, ball 1. Gavin Williams doesn't have much time left. It's because of the walks that his pitch count's at 88. Otherwise, he's been outstanding. The 1-0, bullseye. Tim Herron warming in the Cleveland pen. Gavin Williams has struck out 8, walked 5. He's now at 90 pitches. The 1-1 to Pasquantino. Down and in, 2-1. What's amazing, not one of the 5 walks has come back to hurt Gavin Williams. Carter Jensen hit a laser solo homer to right in the 2nd. That's it for the Royals. The pitch, swung on a weak chopper to first, but it fouls. Goes foul, 2-2. The other thing, when you look at Gavin Williams, he, despite the 5 walks, has only had to face 2 batters with a runner in scoring position. Now the 2-2. Swung on, line shot to center, but coming in to grab it is Kwan, shoulder high, and Pasquantino. Out number 1. Here's Salvador Perez, is grounded out and walked. Gavin Williams really helped himself out in the 3rd. He walked the first 2 batters, the 8 and 9 men, but he picked off Isaac Collins at first, so that really thwarted what could have been a big inning for the Royals. Now the wind and pitch, and a check swing foul. Gavin Williams made 89 pitches in his first game in Seattle, 85 in L.A., and now at 94 in his 3rd start. The pitch, breaking ball, hangs high, 1-1. And there should be no surprise that pitchers may have trouble throwing strikes today. A frigid 33 degrees at game time. The pitch, nicked the outside corner. Salvador Perez thought about challenging and then decided not to. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Perez now hitless in his last 16 at-bats. Outfield playing him fairly deep the other way toward right. The 1-2. Way outside in the other batter's box. Snapped off that slider. And the count 2-2. Tim Herron, the left-hander, ready if needed. And we may see him with Carter Jensen next. The pitch. Swung on. Fouled upstairs first base side. And we'll do it again at 2-2. Hope you're having a good Tuesday. Tom Hamilton back with you along with Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze. Sun is shining, wind blowing in. The 2-2. Swing and a foul back. We'll do it again. This is one of 3 games that had the start time moved up to a day game. Baltimore at the Chicago White Sox, Arizona at the New York Mets. They also moved their games up. The pitch is high, full count. So 3 different games today went from night games to day games because of these brutal weather conditions in the East and Midwest. Payoff pitch swung on, jam chop fouled off, club seats, first base side. And Perez really making Gavin Williams work, and this will be the final batter for Gavin Williams. At 101 pitches. We'll see Tim Herron next to face Carter Jensen. The pitch. Swung on, hammered to dead center. Kwan, though, has it measured, makes the catch. I mean, dead center today at Progressive Field might as well be the Grand Canyon. So that'll be all for Gavin Williams. He did his job again. And this call to the bullpen is presented by Spartan Storm Shield. It's the roof system to last your entire lifetime. Visit SpartanStormShield.com. Game tied at 1 in the 6th.
Pop quiz. How do you go from Captain Clutch to the Iron Horse through a milestone and a marathon? The answer is on Hall of Fame Connections.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
3,000! History with an exclamation point!
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Boggs would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Dem partner. Catch more at swagelock.com. Let's go Guardians.
This will be a heck of a battle. Left on left. Hard throwing Tim Herron against the home run hitting Carter Jensen. Game tied at 1, 6th inning, 2 down. The pitch, and it's fouled at the plate. The only hit Gavin Williams gave up today was the solo homer to right by Carter Jensen in the 2nd. Jensen trying to walk off that foul ball that he just drilled off his foot. Gavin Williams made 102 pitches today. He goes 5 2/3. Giving up a run on a hit, struck out 8, walked 5. He'll get a no decision. Tim Herron to Jensen. Checked on a pitch down and in. He didn't go on the appeal. 1-1 the count. 4th outing for Tim Herron. So far, 2 scoreless innings. For Tim Herron, fastball, sinker, curve, slider. Now the 1-1. Bullseye. That was a good looking pitch that kind of had Jensen giving up on it. 1-2 the count. Herron's ready. Here it comes. And he slings one down low, threw him the slider. 2-2. Carter Jensen. Solo homers to right last night and today. The 2-2. Checked on a breaking ball away. He didn't go. The Guardians started off the field. Full count on Jensen. Boy, he's a good-looking young hitter, and he's only 22 years of age. Man. Third-round pick in 2021. The payoff. Missed outside with a breaking ball and another walk. So Jensen to first. Here's Jonathan India. A strikeout and a walk. Dollar Bank is a proud banking partner of the Guardians. 28 locations in Northeast Ohio. They're ready to provide solutions to help get you there. India, right-handed hitter. And he looks at a pitch down low. He was the Rookie of the Year with the Reds in 2021. Unanimous Rookie of the Year. And that's still the best season he's ever had, number-wise, in the major leagues. The 1-0. Down and in. 2-0. Traded for his former college teammate, Brady Singer. And right now, I'd say the Reds got the better of that deal. Singer has really helped fortify the Reds' rotation. Snap throw to first in the dirt. A diving stop by Hoskins. Hoskins looked like a hockey goalie diving toward home plate to get a glove on that throw. Wow, what a nice play by Hoskins. Where Carter Jensen's at second base. 1-1 game, 2 down in the 6th. The 2-2. Breaking ball backdoored him. A called strike, 2-1. Folks in Dover, New Philadelphia enjoying the sound effects of Progressive Field. The pitch and a strike called, 2-2.
On cue.
Yeah. People in Strongsville have headed for the basements. Tim Herron's ready. Hands belled high. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swung on line to right field, but Kafus coming in, runs it down with a backhanded catch as he leaned down about thigh high to catch the sinking line.
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade. You gotta have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
The beauty of this jersey is the feel, the texture, the thin, the stitching is heavy, so you kind of feel that jersey that was very heavy. Check it out, the last name and the number, they have a little glitter on them, so they kind of stack up. It just feels right. I had some really cool cleats to go with it. The way it gets dirty when you slide, it just kind of like rubs off on that glitter. It's really, really cool.
I believe this one's it's a rookie card, I know, but I feel like it's the first card that I ever, like big league card. Obviously as a kid, trying to get to the big leagues, the dream of making it, but as a kid that had cards, right, as a kid, this is like seeing your card the first time is pretty cool. So that's pretty powerful when you see that card.
click Grainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
1-1 game. Carter Jensen solo homer to right. The Royals run. Cleveland got a run on the 2-out RBI single by Stephen Kwan. Noah Cameron, 83 pitches for the young left-hander. He starts the 6th. Both bullpens busy. The out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. This is the only game going on at the moment. The pitch to David Fry, and he takes up high, ball 1. David Fry has struck out and walked. Noah Cameron has struck out 4, walked 1, 83 pitches. He misses with that offering, not sure where. 2-0. Thought maybe the Royals would challenge that one. Here's the kick and delivery. In there. Royals still have their 2 challenges left. Cleveland has 1. Cameron, the kick and the pitch. And it's on the inside corner, a strike. 2-2. But this kid just keeps attacking. He pitches quickly. He's aggressive. No nibbling. Here's the wind and the 2-2. Outside. You got to remember, too, this young man missed his entire junior year in college. Now the payoff. Swung on. This is hammered. High and deep to left center. Running it down, though, is Kyle Isbell, as it just died out there with that wind blowing in. So Isbell, the center fielder, grabbing it in left center. 1 down for Rhys Hoskins, who has struck out twice. So Noah Cameron is pitching in the Northwoods League, and he blows out. The Northwoods League is a tremendous college woodbat league, unless you're a pitcher. Rhys Hoskins takes a strike. They played too many games. It's great for position players to get at bats, but it's not good for pitchers. The pitch, swung on, popped foul, first base side. That Northwoods League now is playing like 75 games. And you just run out of pitching. And some of these kids pitched too many innings in the summer. Noah Cameron paid the price with Tommy John surgery. Missed his junior year, but still got drafted by the Royals. The 0-2. That's high. And that's called great scouting, because the scout in the Midwest had seen Noah Cameron. The 1-2 got him swinging. Hoskins, 5th strikeout victim, 2 down in the 6th. And obviously you normally aren't going to scout a guy 1 year, but the Royals scouts were very cognizant of Noah Cameron, and even though he didn't pitch his junior year in college, they drafted him in the 7th round, recovering from Tommy John surgery, and what a find. Juan Brito, in his Major League debut, takes up an in a ball. Double down the left field line in the 2nd, flied out in the 4th. Switch hitter, batting right-handed. The pitch, and it's in there. 1-1 the count. Brito at 2nd. Gabriel Arias will be out. The pitch in the dirt. Arias is going to be out a significant amount of time with a hamstring injury. So Brito's going to play a lot of second base now. His natural spot. The 2-1 pitch. And he rips another base hit into left. How about 2 for 3 in your Major League debut? That's how you make an impression on the coaching staff, your manager, in the front office. And look, everybody's always been very high on Juan Brito. They got him from Colorado. He's always been a guy that walks about the same amount of time he strikes out, which is rare in this day and age. And he's finally healthy, finally getting a chance, and he just ended Noah Cameron's day. It's a 1-1 ball game as the Guardians and Royals stay tied in the 6th. Pitching change.
pitcher from New York and well represented in the stands tonight. Oh, if he gets a base hit here, it'll be first hit in the big leagues. And look at this, an extra base hit. First major league base hit for Ramirez, and he thinks it's a home run. Look at this. He thinks it's a home run. He thinks the ball went out, and he is going to take a ribbing for that.
Burley's had a good day. 2 hits for him. Swing and a drive. Belted right. Burley admires that one. She is long gone. Is it too early to say, holy cow? I think it is right on time. The Cardinals strike again. Tuso with 2 strikes. That ball was absolutely destroyed.
What a 6th inning.
Goosebump moment here at the ballpark for everybody.
Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates of third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
Well, one advantage that manager Matt Quatrero has on Stephen Vogt today, he doesn't have to worry about matchups. Only people on Cleveland's bench today are left-handed batters, so he can go to a left-hander. There will be no pinch hitter for a left-handed hitter. C.J. Kefas swings and misses strike 1. Game tied at 1. Cleveland batting with a runner at first, 2 down in the 6th. Lynch, his 4th appearance, a 2.25 ERA. He fires down and away in the count 1-1. Lynch, fastball, sinker, cutter, slider, change. Another former first-round pick. They had all those pitchers they drafted in 2018 out of college. Now the 1-1. And it's down low, 2-1. First guy they drafted was Brady Singer, and they've traded him. Another first-rounder was Chris Bubich. He's still with the Royals. That pitch waved at, 2-2. They got this guy, Daniel Lynch, another first-round pick. They had another first-round pick that year, and Coar, and he's gone. Now the 2-2. Got him swinging. Oh, he made quick work of C.J. Kefas, and that didn't take long. Daniel Lynch, boy, he has found it.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do like a, brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
There goes Gibson. Bouncing ball, hit and run. It bounces off his helmet. Gibson coming to third, and they have him in a rundown. The ball hit Gibson's helmet.
And the fact that Kirk Gibson doesn't have a lot of hair probably aided the Cubs. A little more hair, the helmet stays on, the ball goes into the outfield. One of the strangest plays you'll ever see in the game.
Drops. Whoa. He does not lack energy.
Rain earlier today. Grass still a little wet.
First big league strikeout for Roldy Munoz, and you can put an exclamation point on it.
That's a weird one. Fenway special.
After review, the call of the field is a home run. The ball hit the foul pole.
Trevor Story. Home run.
Eric Sabrowski coming on to pitch, and he misses a little bit outside for ball one. We head to the 7th inning in a 1-1 game. Bottom third of the Royals lineup. Jack Caglione, the hitter, takes a strike on a fastball. Sabrowski, his 6th appearance, still hasn't given up a run. He's allowed 1 hit, 7 strikeouts in 4 1/3. Fastball, curveball, slider. Now the 1-1. Caglione fouling it back, 1-2 the count. Caglione has struck out twice today. The 6 inning totals: Kansas City 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, 5 left. Cleveland 1 run, 6 hits, no errors, 6 stranded. Now the 1-2. Breaking ball just hung high, the curve. 2-2. Caglione is still striking out way too much, but he's a little better contact-wise than a year ago. The 2-2 got him swinging. Chased the ball up around the letters, and we'll take 10 seconds for station ID on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
Okay.
Tom Hamilton, Jim Rosenhaus, Brian Motze with you from the Igloo. Tied at 1. It's over but low, ball 1. Fastball, 94 miles per hour. A hearty bunch that showed up today. The paid attendance, 10,328. I believe the 328. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and a fastball is in there. And that'll even up the count. I don't know how anybody is sitting in this ballpark in this weather. That is a true fan. Now the 1-1. Down and in. Went with a changeup. He's throwing a lot of changeups. 2 balls and a strike. We haven't seen much of Nick Mears. Been with Pittsburgh, Colorado, and Milwaukee. Now, part of the Royals pen. DeLauder in the hitter's count. Here it comes, and he fouled it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. 1-1 game in the 8th. Outfield, medium deep, a bit toward left. Now the 2-2. Fouled it back again, threw him a slider. One thing we have seen from Chase DeLauder, which is impressive, when you think of his lack of major league experience, he's not hitting just one pitch. He's hitting off speed, he's hitting breaking balls, he's hitting fastballs. Now the 2-2. Checked on a change. Did he go? No. Full count. Here's an example right there. Laid off a tough changeup. DeLauder slightly open, spread at the plate. The pitch. Backed him off the plate, threw him another changeup. DeLauder walked. That's a good at bat, folks. That was a good at bat. And that'll bring up Rhys Hoskins. And that's again, Rosie, why you look at DeLauder and you say, this is real. Because he's Kyle Manzardo now going to bat for Rhys Hoskins. I mean, this kid is showing that he knows what the heck he's doing.
A pinch hitting spot, I think the tendency is to try and end it with one swing or put your team in front with one swing, and he can certainly do that. But patient enough to take a walk and keep the inning going. That's just good hitting right there for DeLauder.
Well, the third pinch hitter of the inning, Kyle Manzardo to bat for Rhys Hoskins. Manzardo going through a tough time. Manzardo 2 for 32 with an RBI. 27 homers last year, none this year. 2 out, a runner on, 1-1 in the 8th. The set and delivery to Manzardo. And a breaking ball down and in. First curveball we've seen. Kyle Manzardo is hitless in his last 21 at-bats. Nick Mears from the set. Now the 1-0. swings and pops it foul third base seats. Good to hear from our good friend and a Hall of Fame public relations man and Mike Swanson, who's now kind of in an emeritus role with the Royals. One of the best people you'll ever meet. One of the great baseball executives of all time. Longtime Kansas City Royal exec. The pitch, swing and a foul back. 1-2 the count. And he just checked in from Kansas City. Let us know he's got every album that John Denver ever put out.
Of course he does.
Dancing right now in his family room with his lovely bride. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, driven foul down the left side. And we'll do it again at a ball and 2 strikes. Runner on, 2 down, 8th inning, 1-1 game.
Does that mean Swanee's listening to us and not his own radio broadcast? We appreciate that.
I realize that. Good point, Rosie. 1-2 pitch. Just a bit outside. Royals challenge. Boy, this is going to be close. This is going to be close. Royals, 1 challenge left. They win it by a cat's whisker. Manzardo out looking. We go to the 9th. Deadlocked at 1 on the Cleveland Clinic Radio Network.
I was in AAA, and right before the game, they said, no, you got to stop. You need to hurry up and go to Cincinnati. You're about to go play a game there. You got 45 minutes till the game starts. So I get in my car, and I start driving, and all I keep thinking about is, which jersey are they wearing that night? So when I get to the locker room, I see my jersey hung up, and love the white jerseys, just the stitching on it, the old school feel to it.
Clark surveying. He leaps. He got it. First home run robbery of the year. A Superman catch from Clark.
What a play by Terang.
He is on display today. How much fun is he to watch every single day? What a huge play from Brady House at the hot corner.
Robbing it about as casually as you can imagine, Mike Yastrzemski.
Behind the back flip by Ernie Clement.
Everybody's going to be smiling about this one.
Back to the track, to the wall, and makes a leaping catch.
Here comes Young. What a catch by Young.
How about Roquio went to a knee and almost like mid-flight flicked it over to first base.
On the run, he gets there. Lot of ground covered by Cedric Mullins there.
Young reels it in. That's a pretty play. As if he already didn't know that Baldwin was doing everything today.
Candelario makes a great catch.
Yes, they did it on both sides. Paredes, Walker, a great play on the corners.
It starts to sink abruptly, dives forward and makes the catch.
Closer, Cade Smith coming on. Fastball in the mid to upper 90s. Slider split. Stephen Kwan in left now. Daniel Schneemann in center. Kyle Manzardo at first. 1-1 game in the 9th. Jonathan India 0 for 2 with a walk. Hitting 6th. Second baseman looks at a slider that nicked the inside corner for a strike. Cade Smith 1-0, 3 saves, 7th appearance, ERA 7.5. The pitch, swung on, fouled out of play to the right, 0-2. Sean Armstrong went a scoreless inning with 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Cleveland has held Kansas City to 1 run on 1 hit. The Carter Jensen solo smash to right in the 2nd. It's the Royals' only hit. The pitch, up and in, 1-2. Now, the Royals have walked 8 times. They have stolen 4 bases. But they're 0 for 4 with men in scoring position, and the game's tied. The pitch, check swing, looked like he went around. No, on the appeal to Dan Iasonia at first. 2-2 the count. Joey Cantillo and Cole Reagan, southpaws battle at 110 tomorrow. Now the 2-2. Got him swinging on a good-looking slider. Might be the best slider we've seen from Cade Smith. He's been fighting his mechanics a little bit, and he said that's really impacted his secondary stuff. He hasn't had the confidence and the command of the slider and split like he would prefer. Here's Jack Caglione, 0 for 3. He hits a weak ground ball to second. Juan Brito is going to throw him out. Jack Caglione spells his first name J-A-C. Two down. Why? That represents the initials of his first, middle, and last name. Thus, Jack. J-A-C. There you go, Rosie. That'll get you a beer tonight.
Okay.
If you go to your normal watering hole and play trivia. Isaac Collins takes inside corner strike. He'll bat left-handed. Waves at that next pitch. Good split. Boy, this is the best secondary stuff we've seen from Cade Smith.
The great thing is it's early in the season. You can keep sending him out there. He loves the work.
2 down, 1-1 in the ninth. The 0-2. Just a touch high. 1-2 the count.
And even as he's working through some things, he's still been effective enough to get the job done more often than not.
He delivers. Swing and a miss. Wicked split finger. Best outing of the young campaign for Cade Smith. And Cade Smith, let's see, he had him up real quick. 4, 5, 10 pitch inning. You might get him back for the 10th if there's.
Yogi Berra was an 18-time All-Star and 10-time World Series champion.
This is the only perfect game in World Series history. You ask him about it, and he would say, it ain't been done before, and it ain't been done since.
David Wells was perfect on May 17th, 1998. Beanie Baby Day.
It's not the pitcher that's calling the game, it's the catcher calling what pitch to throw.
Home plate is 17 inches wide. And so he said, well, if it's more than an inch, and it was a lot more than an inch, then it's an illegal bat.
Well, he is. He's out. Yes, sir. He's out. Look at this. Keep it down a little, will you, please?
Okay, Yogi.
Casey Stengel and the other touring ball players met the King of England.
Of course, with my English, we had a little trouble understanding each other.
As Yogi said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Go to baseballhall.org to plan your visit to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown, New York, and catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv.
Let's open this up. Take a look at what we find. Looks like we've got Lauren Shahadi.
Animation is great.
We got Robert Flores, one of the stars of MLB Central with Lauren Shahadi. Then we got Mark DeRosa. Look at that. He looks like Superman, does he not? Right?
He was when he was with the Cubs.
Harold Reynolds looking ripped in a tracksuit in Studio 42. There I am. The hair's all
I know this guy.
Look at that jawline.
Why we're the Guardians' official STEM partner. Catch more at swagelock.com. Let's go Guardians.
John Schreiber coming on to pitch for the Royals as we go to the bottom of the ninth. It's a 1-1 ball game. Cleveland hasn't had a walk-off win yet this year. No time like the present. Juan Brito will bat left-handed. Major League debut, double and a single. He hits one off the foot to the mound, strike one. Juan Brito, first Major League at bat, ripped a double down the left field line in the second, flied out to left in the fourth, sharp single to left in the sixth. Switch inning second baseman, 2 for 3. Schreiber's got good stuff. Fastball, sinker, slider, cutter, change. The pitch whacked to right, but he hooked it foul. Boy, I'll tell you what. Juan Brito has had arguably the best swings of any player on either side today. If he's nervous, he's done a great job hiding it. The 0-2 down low, and this is the thing about him that's a separator for a young player. He's not a free swinger. In his minor league career, almost as many walks as strikeouts. And in today's game, that's exceptional. The 1-2. Swings and fouls it back. We'll do it again at 1-2. Kafus and Hedges to follow. Ninth inning tied at 1. 1 run, 1 hit the Royals. 1 run, 6 hits Cleveland. Each team is stranded 7. Now the 1-2. Swung on, grounded sharply to the shortstop position where the third baseman Garcia was shaded. He'll throw Brito out, but another good at bat. Again, he's seeing all these guys for the first time ever. Here's C.J. Kafus, a pop-up and 2 strikeouts. Left-handed hitter. In right field today. Well, on the coldest day in Cleveland for a game since 2018, Kafus takes outside. Why wouldn't you almost predict extra innings?
Players on both sides wanting to end it big time.
Now the 1-0 pitch. Outside 2-0. I wonder how many Royals are going to the Marble Room tonight. Have you been there yet?
I have not.
It's as good as it gets. Right there with the Cabin Club in Westlake. Marble Room is phenomenal. The 2-0. Swing and a foul to the right. 2-1. They do such a great job. The presentation is an old bank building here in downtown Cleveland. Oh, they're the place to be if you're downtown. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swung on a chopper up the middle. Into right center, a base hit. And Kafus, the winning run at first with 1 down in the ninth. Now Bo Naylor, because he's left-handed, will bat for Austin Hedges and stay in and catch if we go to extra innings. And now Cleveland's used all 4 of their reserves. And racing out of that first base dugout again is pitching coach Brian Sweeney. I think this game, Rosie, pretty much is a microcosm of what we will see all season long between these two clubs. As voters said, it's like looking in the mirror. The organizations are so similar. Great ownership with Paul Dolan and his family, with John Sherman and his group. Incredible front offices, 2 of the game's best managers. Game played the right way. You expect these kind of games.
And with what their strengths are, you expect low-scoring, close games,
yeah.
I think, for the most part.
I'd agree. Conference is over. Here's Bo Naylor. 1 out, 1 on. 1-1, ninth. Naylor takes down and in. He yanked the breaking ball and a great backhanded stab by Jensen. Jensen is still a work in progress from a defensive standpoint behind the plate. He's not Salvador Perez, but he's done fine today. Now the pitch. Naylor takes high, 2-0. Bo Naylor batting 138, doesn't have an extra base hit or an RBI. The set by Schreiber, the pitch. Outside corner. Oh boy. Thought maybe Bo Naylor would challenge that call. That looked outside from up here. Of course, that means it was probably a strike. 2-1 to count. Here's the set and delivery. Down and in, a breaking ball and a great backhanded pick across his body by Carter Jensen. So Bo Naylor's in a hitter's count at 3-1. Outfield is again shallow, a bit toward left. Now the pitch. Outside, he walked it. Now the winning run in C.J. Kafus at second. Bo Naylor heads to first. Brian Rocchio to the plate. He'll swing it left-handed. 0 for 3 today. John Schreiber, so far this year, in 4 outings, 1 save, an ERA of 4.5. He's walked 5 batters now in 4 1/3 innings. And on a cold day, that baseball feels like a cue ball off the pool table. It's that slick. The pitch almost hit him, ball 1. It can't be easy coming in from the bullpen. You've sat out there all day, you're frozen, trying to get a feel for the baseball. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, pulled it foul off the screen in front of the first base dugout. 1-1 the count.
Isn't that the key? You can layer up all you want the rest of your body, but you can't layer up your hands, and that's the huge key for any pitcher.
Kefus at second. Naylor at first. 1 down, 1-1. The pitch wide, 2-1. Tell you what, if Cleveland's patient, he may walk in the winning run. He just is very erratic right now. Schreiber's ready. Here it comes. Swing and a foul upstairs. 2-2. John Schreiber, a Detroit kid who went to the University of Northwestern Ohio. Not many people have even heard of that school. It's up there in Lima. Now the 2-2. Swung on, ripped to right. There's a base hit. Kefus around third will try to win it. Thomas's throw to the plate. The slide. Ball game over. Safe at the plate is Kefus. And Brian Rocchio with a walk-off game-winning single to right. And the Guardians get their first walk-off win of the year. They beat the Kansas City Royals in the ninth, 2-1.